Hey there YouTube, forgive me, this is actually one of my first videos, but I have been monitoring Yellowstone for quite some time now, probably ever since University of Utah downgraded their seismic instruments, which actually are no longer able to detect low frequency events. So just a few months ago I began to download all data associated with Yellowstone, Long Valley supervolcano in California, Mount Rainier, Mount Hood, Three Sisters, and Mount Shasta in my own little personal archive. Apparently Montana Tech has a site for seismographs as well. These graphs include a larger amount of detail that is capable of recording low-frequency events. I will provide a link to that in the description box, of course. 7/27/17 was the first time I noticed this signal. In fact, I actually believe this is the first time this signal has ever appeared on LKWY, which is Lake Yellowstone. Ever since its first appearance, it has grown in frequency, time frequency, not waveform frequency, and at times does remind me of contractions. Obviously, these signals are sometimes random, but the length of the signal and the length of time between signals sometimes show a pretty clear pattern. I am still studying this event closely, though. I do not want to say it is a harmonic tremor, but it really looks very identical. Remember, harmonic tremor is simply an indication of moving magma, particularly before an eruption. Mount St. Helens showed harmonic tremor months before the famous eruption. And since Yellowstone is a vastly larger volcano than Mount St. Helens, and since no man has really never witnessed the pre-eruption process of a volcano this large, it is probable that once Yellowstone experiences harmonic tremor, it could take months or even a few years before the eruption occurs. Although, never let anyone tell you ever that harmonic tremor is a sign that a volcano is going to erupt immediately. It is simply not true, and anyone who tells you that is either purposely lying or has never studied volcanology. Although keep in mind, harmonic tremor is really a never good sign at any volcano. Obviously, if this was harmonic tremor, it would show on multiple graphs around the area. It may be showing up on surrounding seismographs, but the closest seismograph capable of showing enough detail to show this signal is over 100 miles away in Red Lodge, Montana. And whatever it is, it's not surface noise. I have ruled out almost every single type of surface noise you can think of. It is a little confusing and concerning at the same time. I do not want to worry people or look like I'm screaming, "Eruption, eruption!" But I do look at the data and the facts. And the facts do say this supervolcano is recharging for a future eruption. A new study now says it only takes decades, not centuries, like previously thought, for a supervolcano to erupt once the signs appear. Of course, I will leave a link to that in the description box as well. Well, the main sign of an eruption is earthquake swarms and harmonic tremor as you get closer to the tipping point. The earthquake swarms that started in the 80s and now happens, it seems, every year or every 2 years is a sign that we are closer than we think. Hell, even the last swarm that started June 2017 reached Yellowstone's yearly average in only a couple months. If that is not a sign, I don't know what is. And for the record, I know what microseisms and teleseisms look like. These are not them. If any of you out there can figure out what this signal is, please comment below or email me at the address in the description box. At the time of creating this video, it has now calmed down somewhat and has not occurred since 10/17/2017. But that could change at any moment. Now I will show you some of the graphs in question. At the end, I will show what a normal day should look like at LKWY, Lake Yellowstone.